Bruiser Bedlam Championship Wrestling presents the greatest sports stars, wrestling, boxing, football, and the sports media at the Hammond Civic Center during the Super Sports Spectacular, Saturday, November 11th at 8 p.m.
That's right, fans, and featuring Leon Spinks, the former world heavyweight boxing champion, against the great Wojo in that wrestling main event. And listen, here with me, the Chicago Freebirds, very upset about this whole sports media event, and I guess I know why, but let's hear from Sinister. We also have standing by the other Chicago Freebird, Buddy Roberts.
That's Freebird Buddy Roberts. And I'm telling you something. I don't like it one bit. We're talking the Chicago Challenge, and they're coming to our town. Now, me and my partner, Freebird Buddy Roberts, we don't really know the great Wojo, but he's a brother in the wrestling fraternity, and who gives Leon Spinks the right to bring him into our business, right, buddy?
Hey, that's absolutely right. One thing about all this, Wojo went to the Olympics and he won a medal in wrestling. Okay? Now, Leon Spinks, you went to the Olympics and you won your gold medal. Well, I'm really curious to see who's the best, a wrestler or a boxer, and we're putting our money on the wrestler, Wojo.
That's right, buddy. I'm getting fired up here. Ask us another question.
Well, I don't know. I can't think of one right now because you're sort of overwhelming me with this talk and all this bad words and bad mouthing. Leon Spinks, one of my favorite guys, a great ex-champion, the guy who beat Muhammad Ali. That's my man, and I'm looking forward to seeing him.
He beat him in 1976, and he's got to deal with the Chicago Challenge and the Chicago Freebirds. I hear Bruiser's coming to the ring, buddy. We're going to help Wojo, right?
Hey, I'll help Wojo, whatever it takes, and I always wanted to meet you, Bruiser. Maybe I'll meet you at Hammond.
That's right. Take him down.
Bruiser Bedlam Championship Wrestling presents the greatest sports stars, wrestling, boxing, football, and the sports media at the Hammond Civic Center during the Super Sports Spectacular, Saturday, November 11th at 8 p.m.
All right, and the first family of boxing right here in person, Betty Spinks with her husband, the great, and I mean super great, Leon Spinks. Welcome, Leon.
How you doing?
All right, brother, just keep the mitts down there. And also, of course, who needs to introduce this great man? It's Dick the Bruiser in person.
This is Dick the Bruiser. This is Leon Spinks, and this is his manager, his wife, Betty Spinks. Now, I'm here to inform everybody in the Chicago area. Betty Spinks is Leon Spinks' manager, and she's a terrific lady, but she can't handle the likes of the Sinister Minister. She can't handle the likes of Buddy Roberts. She can't handle the likes of Dr. Jerry Graham. And Leon is going to have his hands full beating up on the great Wojo, the greatest wrestler of all time. So I am going to co-manage Betty. You said it was all right, my friend.
That's fine.
Betty Spinks and I are going to co-manage our good friend and the wonderful husband of Betty Spinks. You stay out of this, bum. Leon, I will watch your back. There will be no one getting a hold of you from the rear end or stripping you or hitting you from behind. Betty will give you instructions, but I am going to be behind you 100%. Roberts, the Sinister Minister, Jerry Graham, Wojo.
Bruiser Bedlam Championship Wrestling presents the greatest sports stars, wrestling, boxing, football, and the sports media at the Hammond Civic Center during the Super Sports Spectacular, Saturday, November 11th at 8 p.m.
Well, here it is, fans. This is the first family of boxing. Why do I say that? Well, Leon Spinks and his lovely wife, Betty Spinks. I go back to February the 15th, 1978. The 15th round is over. They now make the announcement, the decision, the new world's heavyweight boxing champion defeated Muhammad Ali that night, and the world went crazy. And here he is, right here with me, and we're talking about now Leon Spinks going into the wrestling ring against the great Wojo, a great Olympian, great amateur, now a champion wrestler. And his manager that night will be Betty Spinks, co-managed by Dick the Bruiser. Betty, I want to just get right off the top. I know you're a great wrestling fan. What are you thinking about right now when I just finished saying that?
Leon is going to kill Wojo this time.
Going to kill him.
He's going to kill Wojo this time.
Well, the first time around, I think Wojo concentrated more on you, from what I understand from the clips that I've seen, where actually he went after you. And now, of course, with Dick the Bruiser as the co-manager, Wojo is going to have to concentrate on Leon Spinks himself and the right and the left and the knockout punch. And what do you think?
I'm planning on using every last one punch to knock Wojo out. His man won't be able to grab my foot this time because I got Dick the Bruiser on my end. So Wojo can go and sleep. That's it.
Let me ask you something, Leon. You're at Ditka's in Chicago, and you're in there every day, 5 days a week, right?
Yeah.
And you're saying hello to the fans down there. There's going to be a lot of talk down there about this great match coming up. I know I've talked around Chicago. Everybody's excited. What's the comments that you're going to be getting about this?
Well, they want to see me knock Wojo out for a change. First time.
In other words, the last time, of course, there was interference here with Betty. Aren't you glad Dick the Bruiser is going to be the co-manager?
Well, yeah, I'm glad that because his manager grabbed my foot getting back into the ring, so they now they does Wojo with the winner, so it won't happen this time.
Well, Leon's got a lot of confidence, but I want to tell you, in the wings, down the way there, I got a concern, and my concern is the Sinister Minister and Buddy Roberts, two dastardly characters, if I've ever met two characters, and they're rough and mean, and they got their eye on Leon, too. Now, if they're skulking around the ring, what's going to happen, Betty? Are you going to do anything personally? I mean, you wouldn't go after him now, would you?
I wouldn't tell you that right here. You have to wait and see.
Well, he told me you got a purse that you wield.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely have a purse.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
carrying one today also.
Oh, that's right. Well, I tell you, I look forward to seeing Leon Spinks in the ring against the great Wojo and getting back at Wojo for what happened in their first match, which went over national television. A lot of people weren't aware that this was going on right outside of Detroit there, and now we got all this important comments coming in, and now we got to hear for ourselves to see, and we're looking forward to it, Leon.
Oh, you will see it. You will see Wojo go to sleep this time, for sure.
Yeah.
I won't go out the ring. Wojo won't be able to pull me, and manager won't be able to pull me, but Wojo going to sleep. You can bet your money on that.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Wojo is a one tough character. Now, you told me before we went on the air that you thought Wojo was probably one of the toughest men in the world, and the fact is you're happy he wasn't in boxing when Big Leon was the champion. But let me tell you, he's mean and rough and tough, and he's got Jerry Graham in his corner. So you got to be careful of Graham. Now, you know firsthand what happened. I understand that they went after you.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Jerry Graham came over and pulled my coat, and then he grabbed Leon's leg and held it after Wojo. He was trying to get back in the ring after Wojo had thrown him out. So I'm not worried about that this time because we're going to have Dick the Bruiser along with me in the corner.
Well, now, when this is all happening, do you ever stop and think, well, now, gee, Leon wants me to always act like a lady, and I don't know whether I should kick him in the mouth or not. But while next time it happens, I mean, you just got to fight fire with fire.
Well, it's kind of hard for him to expect for me to be settled down with four boys.
All right, listen, we got to go.
Bruiser Bedlam Championship Wrestling presents the greatest sports stars, wrestling, boxing, football, and the sports media at the Hammond Civic Center during the Super Sports Spectacular, Saturday, November 11th at 8 p.m.
And what makes that a sports spectacular is Leon Spinks, the former world heavyweight boxing champion, against the great Wojo in that return match, and everybody wants to see that. I don't know whether everyone wants to see this, but here it is anyway, the Sinister Minister and Buddy Roberts.
Hey, we didn't come up to Chicago. The Chicago Freebirds didn't land in Chicago to worry about some washed-up nightclub fighter. Now, the great Wojo, we're coming to help you. We're the Chicago Challenge. We're the Chicago Freebirds. Tell them, partner.
Hey, you know what? You ever heard of the Freebirds, people? Haven't we always meant business? I told my ex-partners, you go east, and I'm going north, and I flocked on up here to Chicago, and we are now, my partner and myself, the new Chicago Freebirds, and we have a big challenge, and I guess, Leon Spinks, you have a big challenge, too. Hey, when I found out that Dick the Bruiser is going to be in the corner with Betty Spinks, I don't like that. She carries something in that purse. And Betty Spinks, if you try to use that, I'm going to slap you. It's not beneath me to slap any woman. Hammond, and I am also going to wrestle in Hammond, and I'm going to make sure that the Freebirds will always prove that they are the toughest thing happening in professional wrestling today. And Dick the Bruiser, I can't wait to see you, because you know what? You're a legend. I love to eat up legends.
That's right. Remember one thing, Spinks. The farther down the street you go, the better it gets.
Bruiser Bedlam Championship Wrestling presents the greatest sports stars, wrestling, boxing, football, and the sports media at the Hammond Civic Center during the Super Sports Spectacular, Saturday, November 11th at 8 p.m.
That's right, and don't forget you can get those tickets at all Ticketron outlets in Chicago. Price is right, so get with it, fans. Get those tickets now. Leon Spinks, the ex-former world heavyweight boxing champion, against the great Wojo, plus an all-star card, and you'll be seeing Sinister Minister and the great Buddy Roberts on that great card at the Hammond Civic Center November 11th.
That's right, partner. November 11th, we're coming to get you. The Chicago Freebirds, we're coming right out. And I don't know what we're going to do with this Leon Spinks character. September, or whenever it was in 1978, February, September, October, who cares? That was the past, Leon. Now you got to deal with the great Wojo, Dr. Jerry Graham, and the Chicago Freebirds. Me and my partner, the hottest thing in the Midwest, Freebird Buddy Roberts.
Hey, you know, I hear a lot of legends around here. Here's one right here. Bob Luce is a legend. Hey, Leon Spinks is a legend. Hey, Dick the Bruiser is a legend. Hey, well, we're a legend too. Freebrids are living legends, and we're gonna be in Hammond, and we're gonna do it, and we're gonna do it right. I don't know who I'm wrestling. It don't matter. As far as Leon Spinks in that boxing match against Wojo, okay, me and my partner here, the Sinister Minister affair, we're going to be there, and we might be in a neutral corner. You know why? Because if Dr. Jerry Graham enters, we might get on the Graham boy. Hey, and I tell you what, hey, if Mrs. Spinks gets in there with the Bruiser, we'll get on that, because we want to see who's the best.
That's right, we're equal opportunity employers.
Bruiser Bedlam Championship Wrestling presents the greatest sports stars, wrestling, boxing, football, and the sports media at the Hammond Civic Center during the Super Sports Spectacular, Saturday, November 11th at 8 p.m.
Right, I'm Bob Luce here with the first family of boxing, and that is Betty and Leon Spinks. Leon Spinks, 205 pounds. When he fought Ali and beat him, he was 197. That's only 8 pounds since 1978, and let me tell you, he's in great shape. However, he's up against the great Wojo return match. In the first match, Wojo, 270 pounds. I mean, it was a real melee at the end, and nobody knows exactly what happened. What happened at the end of that?
Well, I got Wojo manager grab my leg as I get back into the ring, but it's going to be different now, because I got the great Dick the Bruiser cover my back. No problem.
Cover your back. That's the way we put it in the wrestling game. Now, Betty, tell me exactly what happened at the end of this match where it went up in the air like this, and we can't get the right answer from anybody that watched this. It happened so fast.
Well, Wojo threw Leon out the ring, and the referee went for the 8 count. And when Leon was getting back in the ring, Dr. Graham came up and held his leg on the rope. And wasn't anything that nobody could do to get Graham away, so I had to do it.
So you brought the purse out, right? And you hit him over the head with a purse, and then what happened?
Yeah, the referee going to declare Wojo as the winner.
He did declare Wojo the winner?
Yeah, he declared Wojo as the winner.
Well, that's outright robbery.
Did a rerun on the tape. You know, they showed where Dr. Graham was holding Leon's feet.
And they reversed the decision?
No, the referee said he didn't care. Wojo was the winner. And I lit into him also.
All right, well, listen, Betty, you got Dick the Bruiser covering your back, just like Leon says. And fans, listen, we'll be back later on the show and talk some more with Leon Spinks, Betty, Dick the Bruiser, Sinister Minister, and everybody.
Available on all streaming platforms. It's professional wrestling's greatest, largest, privately owned wrestling library. All the classic hits, flips, slams, and pins of yesteryear are on one place. It's Ultimate Classic Wrestling. Check out the Nature Boy Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Mr. USA Tony Atlas, Tito Santana, Rick Martel, a who's who of professional wrestling's greatest spotlight stars ever to grace the squared circle, all in one place. Grab the best seat in the house for memories and mayhem on Ultimate Classic Wrestling.
Bruiser Bedlam Championship Wrestling presents the greatest sports stars, wrestling, boxing, football, and the sports media at the Hammond Civic Center during the Super Sports Spectacular, Saturday, November 11th at 8 p.m.
All right, fans, and here I am with a whole crew that's going to help assist and make that show one of the biggest ever in the history of Chicagoland. Leon Spinks and Betty Spinks, the first family of wrestling. Dick the Bruiser, the world's most dangerous wrestler. And let me tell you, tickets on sale at Ticketron. And Leon, looking back on that match in Toledo when you went against Wojo, I think from talking to Betty, you got robbed.
Oh, definitely did. They grabbed my foot while I was getting back in the ring, and the referee declared Wojo as the winner. But it ain't gonna happen this time because I got Dick the Bruiser with me, and my wife, she's gonna be right there. So I'm looking forward to knocking him out this time.
All right, and I know, Betty, that you're happy that Dick the Bruiser is going to be your co-manager with Spinks, so he can cover your back in case Graham pulls that same rotten trick he pulled before and you had to hit him with a purse.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm glad Dick the Bruiser have chose to come and be with Leon and I on November 11th and keep Dr. Jerry Graham away and whoever else want to get involved. I think he can take care of all of them.
Bruiser, I know that you have plenty to say about this because they were robbed the first time around. That's what I think.
You realize that the man that Leon Spinks fought, the world's greatest wrestler, weighs 260 pounds. He's 6'2". He was the world's greatest amateur wrestler. The amateur wrestler now that's the best. He taught that guy. And the great Wojciechowski is still the best wrestler in the whole world. Amateur, professional, anything. But he cannot beat the world's great. Now this guy, Leon, don't get mad because I call you guy, but this guy, to me, was the greatest heavyweight champion. It doesn't matter how long he held the title, it's the way he won it and the way who he beat. This guy's the greatest heavyweight boxer. All right, now you take the boxer and you take a dirty, rotten a dirty, rotten man like Dr. Jerry Graham, the manager of the great Wojciechowski, and you people told our audience just what happened just a few minutes ago. They grabbed his leg after he fell out of the ring. You tried to help him. They had some goofy referee that kept saying the Wojciechowski won. Well, I saw, and you people are going to see in the weeks to come, you're going to see repeats. You're going to see spots of the match between Wojciechowski and the great Leon Spinks. His wife tried to keep things fair and square. She couldn't. So, Dick the Bruiser, I'm in this to the end. Read my lips. They're lousy bums. And I'm going to tell you who. And this is why I'm in this, to help my friend Betty Spinks and Leon Spinks, the greatest boxer of all times. There's Buddy Roberts, the worst free bird, he can't even fly. There's the Sinister Minister. He's so bad, that's why they call him Sinister. There's Dr. Jerry Graham. He couldn't get past the first grade. And the greatest wrestler of all time, who is against the greatest boxer, and Betty Spinks and I are going to see that nothing comes between us. He's going to win this next match.
Bruiser Bedlam Championship Wrestling presents the greatest sports stars, wrestling, boxing, football, and the sports media at the Hammond Civic Center during the Super Sports Spectacular, Saturday, November 11th at 8 p.m.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, and you will see some bad guys. That's right. So let's put it in perspective. What we're talking about bad, when we say bad, we mean bad. It's Sinister Minister and Buddy Roberts, and this is Bad Street.
That's right, it's Bad Street. Hey, Bob Luce, Daddy, I see you're having troubles with your tailor. Well, have an official shirt, Bob. That's right, fans. We're giving Bob Luce a shirt. and we're going to take the shirt right off of Dick the Bruiser and right off of Leon Spinks. We're going to take them off their back. We're going to help our wrestling brothers, the great Wojciechowski and Dr. Jerry Graham. I don't even know if we like them, but me and my partner, the Chicago Freebirds, we're with the Chicago Challenge, and we invite everybody and anybody. If you think you're a wrestler, if you think you're big time, come on down. That means you, Spinks. Tell them, partner.
Hey, you know what? I want to get back to Dick the Bruiser. He's talking about who is the world's greatest wrestler right now. Or wrestlers, you made a big mistake. I thought you were smart, Bruiser. You are looking at the greatest right now. I'm talking about the Chicago Freebirds, and that is Buddy Jack Roberts with the Sinister Minister of Fear. And you know, we have an open contract. Nobody signed that on there yet. I'll tell you what, we are the Chicago Challenge. We challenge anybody to put their name down on the contract because the Freebird name was hot in '85 when we beat the Road Warriors. We are hot down in Texas when the Freebirds beat the Voters. Now we're going to be hot here in Chicago. And I'm going to come to see a wrestler beat a boxer.
Bruiser Bedlam Championship Wrestling presents the greatest sports stars, wrestling, boxing, football, and the sports media at the Hammond Civic Center during the Super Sports Spectacular, Saturday, November 11th at 8 p.m.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, here are Bad Street and all that Bad Street, and they don't know Wojo and all that stuff. He's a friend, you know, a distant friend. Hey, it's the Swerve, the old Swerve. Don't believe these two guys. These guys are swerves. I mean, they know Wojo. They beat up guys. They throw them in alleys. They throw them out of rings. They stomp on them. They're bad. Bad. Why do you think they're from Bad Street?
Hey, what do you mean we know Wojo? What do you mean we know Wojo? You're the Swerve Master. He's the king of the swerves. I want to tell you fans something. We've been doing our homework. Chicago Freebirds, we've been up on Freebird Mountain, and we found something out about Leon Spinks. Should I tell him or you?
You go ahead.
You know what? He's only 33, 6-2 with 12 knockouts. Well, my partner, Freebird Buddy Jack Roberts, the man who destroyed the Von Erichs, the Road Warriors, he's 2,046-0. And I'm getting hot, because we're what Chicago's all about. Not Leon Spinks and that low-down Dick the Bruiser. Who's he think he is coming into this town? I got rid of him once before, and me and my partner will do it again. Tell him, buddy.
Hey, you know what, Dick the Bruiser? You're a traitor. You're standing up for another sport. You're standing up for boxing. Hey, while we respect our professional wrestling, our roots and our hitters, and we're behind the great Wojo. We're behind our fellow wrestlers. And let me tell you, Dick the Bruiser and Mrs. Spinks, you better not stick your nose at our business because the Chicago Freebirds will make sure that you don't put your nose into our business ever again.
Here's what we box
you
with.
too, Bruiser.
Bruiser Bedlam Championship Wrestling presents the greatest sports stars, wrestling, boxing, football, and the sports media at the Hammond Civic Center during the Super Sports Spectacular, Saturday, November 11th at 8 p.m.
Ladies and gentlemen, Leon Spinks, the former world heavyweight boxing champion. Leon, welcome again.
Thank you.
One of my great memories is when you knocked the pins right off Molly. In other words, 15 rounds, and you took the title. I don't think he's ever gotten over it. But I just want to say that we got another menace, and that is the Sinister and Wojo and this other guy, Roberts. You might have your hands full here.
No, I ain't worried about the Sinister, Robert, or Wojo. Wojo going to sleep this time, and that's all I can say.
In other words, you just don't have no worries at all, right?
No.
It's all going to be taken care of. How about you, Betty? You got any worries?
No, I don't have any at all.
Because, you know, this looks like a really tough confrontation he's up for. You know, after all, let's say Sinister, Buddy Roberts, ex-Freebird, you know, traveled the world over, known to be rough and tough. Of course, you have Dick the Bruiser as your co-manager.
That's right.
That's why you have this feeling of euphoria. Because you have Dick the Bruiser.
Dick the Bruiser's going to be in our corner this time.
You have no worries.
None at all.
I can see your point now. I can see your point. Leon, that's very good. I'm glad that you finally come to the conclusion that Dick the Bruiser is the cure-all for this problem that you had in Toledo.
Oh, he be watching my back this time, so Wojo's in trouble. That's the only thing I can say.
Yeah, well, now I understand. What way I understand this is now Dick the Bruiser is going to be in the corner with you and managing our friend here, Leon, your
right,
husband.
my
Is that correct?
husband. That's correct.
Is that correct?
That is
And if
correct.
Graham shows up, what happens?
I don't know what might happen to Dr. Graham this time if he shows up and does what he did before.
But you don't have any worries. You think it's going to be all right, and you can handle it, you and Bruiser.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Well, I tell the fans out there, listen, fans, it's worth the price of a ticket.
Bruiser Bedlam Championship Wrestling presents the greatest sports stars, wrestling, boxing, football, and the sports media at the Hammond Civic Center during the Super Sports Spectacular, Saturday, November 11th at 8 p.m.
And fans, there are still choice seats available to that great card, and they're on sale at all Ticketron outlets in Chicago and suburbs, so just dial tickets on your telephone, and it'll get right through to an operator. By the way, we're sitting here, and I'm standing, of course, in the back. Hey, hi there. With Leon Spinks, the former world boxing champion, and his wife, Betty, and the world's most dangerous wrestler, Dick the Bruiser. And I want to tell you, Leon feels real good, and so does Betty, that Bruiser's going to be the co-manager, and I don't blame him. Bruiser is sure that there will be no problem. If so, he can handle it. Right, Dick?
You had better believe it, as I've said before. Read these lips. Let's go right through the directory. Let's find out what we're facing, Betty. Let's find out, Leon, what we're going to go against. First of all, this is a rematch. And you people in the following weeks are going to see clips, small pieces of action, where you're going to see Leon beat the toughest and meanest wrestler in the world to pieces. He hits him in the nose, he hits him in the throat, he hits him in the belly, and he about knocks him out. But in this first match you're going to see in these clips, in these action clips in the next few weeks, you're going to see where they tripped Leon, where they pulled him out of the ring, let him back in the ring, tripped him again, and then tried to count him out. And some goofy pot-bellied, I can't even say it because there's a lot of kids here, they counted him out. But Leon is not a loser. Leon has never lost anything in his life. Leon is the greatest boxer of all time. And I'm going to be in the back of him with Betty. We're co-managing, Betty Spinks and I, his beautiful wife. We're going to be behind Leon 100%. And let me tell you, Freebird Buddy Roberts, why, he's no more a Freebird than if you knocked a bottle off a 10-foot shelf, it would break its head. Then there's this Sinister minister. They don't allow him downtown on Wacker Drive or any of the men's rooms in the whole Gold Coast. They don't allow him down there. The only time you ever see him's on TV, and he wears glasses because he doesn't want his looks known. They won't let him in the men's room. That's why. And then you've got the king of the managers. What's his name? You know his name. I want to hear it. Who's the guy that tripped him?
Dr. Jerry Graham.
Dr. Jerry Graham. And if he's a doctor, I'm the professor of economics at Notre Dame. And then there's the great Wojo. I guarantee you, Leon, I'm in your corner. And Betty, I love you like a sister. I will not let these bums humiliate Leon again or yourself. We are going to be the winners. And by the way, don't let those Freebirds tell you they don't know. They don't know Dr. Jerry Graham, and they don't know the great Wojo, because they all hang out in the same bars. They go out with the same girls or whatever, and they're bums. They know each other. I guarantee.
Bruiser Bedlam Championship Wrestling presents the greatest sports stars, wrestling, boxing, football, and the sports media at the Hammond Civic Center during the Super Sports Spectacular, Saturday, November 11th at 8 p.m.
And it's fess-up time. It's fess-up time because I want to tell you, I know you know Wojo because after that thing that happened to Leon and after it happened in Toledo, I had a friend of mine that followed. his car, Wojo's car, and Dr. Jared Graham was in there. And who do you think was in the back seat? Who's in the back seat? You two guys. You know him. I think you put it up to him.
What are you talking about? I don't know what he's talking about. All right, should we tell him?
Hey, say it. Hey, we never lie. Yeah, we are with the great Wojo. Yeah, we're with Dr. Jerry Graham. Yeah, hey, at least we're not traitors. You know what I mean? Like the Bruisers go with that boxer, Leon Spinks. We stick with our kind,
That's right. Wojo, Dr. Jerry Graham, yeah, they're friends of ours. Who's Bruiser think he is talking about my classes and girls, men's rooms? Here. That's right. Me and my partner. Now it's known, Chicago. The Chicago Freebirds have taken the great Wojo and Dr. Jerry Graham under our wings. We've brought him up to Freebird Mountain, and we got a master plan. But guess what? They got to pay to see it. Betty Spinks, Leon Spinks, all you boxers, you got to deal with Wojo, Graham, and the greatest thing in the Midwest, the Chicago Freebirds. Tell him, buddy.
Hey, you know what, Leon? You probably don't know how to box apples or pears or peaches anymore. And as far as you, Mrs. Spinks, you poke your face in it and we'll slap it. And as far as you take the Bruiser, you're wearing that white out there. You look like an intern and you might need one. And as far as that tan you got in your face, that's I ain't that. I seen the stains on you. We believe in our wrestlers.
If you want to see more classic wrestling from the Savoldi Wrestling Library, head on over to the Ultimate Classic Wrestling Network, available now on all major streaming platforms.